So let's get on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about our guiding principle. The whole guiding principle of Next Top Agent is this. You as real estate agents are in business for yourself, but you are not in business by yourself. We are here to help. These classes are to help agents generate more leads. These classes are to help agents close the leads they generate. Basically, I'm here to help you so that you will consider helping me. And as we go through this today, again, this is it's an opportunity really for me to demonstrate a really professional approach, a really high value approach to getting a pre-approval. And yes, the title of this presentation today is Pre-Approve Yourself. And I know that might sound absurd at some level, but give me a few minutes and I will walk you through it. Okay? So, come on, next slide. There we are. I want to tell you a soldier story. All right? The story goes like this. I want to say it was about 6, 7 months ago now. I got a call from an agent. They had a client who had been pre-approved for a VA loan. The pre-approval was for $475,000 sale price. So they went out, they signed a contract to buy a house for $475,000, got into processing, and then they got denied after signing that contract. So the agent brought them to me, and I will just tell you this. This happened to be a VA loan. One of the concepts of a VA loan, one of the ways to get a VA loan approved that's different from other loans is this. Is everyone on the line familiar with the concept of debt to income ratio? Feel free to throw something
Yes,
in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. All right. So debt to
yes.
income ratio, as you know, and I'm so glad you're all aware, is the percentage of your gross monthly income that you're spending on the house payment plus all of your other monthly obligations. And it's called capacity, right? And if that debt to income ratio gets too high, then the lender says, hey, you are not making enough income to be able to afford this loan. So we can't make this loan for you. And that's what happened with these folks. They were denied based on too high a debt to income ratio. So what did we do? When you do a VA loan, VA has sort of a backdoor, a workaround to a traditional debt to income ratio. And without getting too technical, it works like this. It's called residual income. It's a slightly different approach. We take what's your income, what's your what's your tax bill based on that income, state and federal tax bill, how much you contribute to Social Security, how big is your family size based on that, how do you maintain your family, how many square feet is the house, and then it applies a factor for the maintenance costs of the house, does all this arithmetic, and spits out on the bottom line something called a residual income. And if that residual income is high enough, based on a chart, they actually give you a chart based on family size and what the residual income needs to be, the loan can be approved regardless of the debt to income ratio. Okay, fine. So happened that this soldier was not just a soldier, he was a disabled vet. And I know from experience that a disabled vet, when you do that residual income calculation, they get a substantial bit of their income, as this gentleman did, tax-free. So that when you do that residual income calculation, the tax portion is a lot smaller than it would be if it was just a W-2 wage earner. Okay, so I did it. I did the math magic. I got the loan approved, but I realized that, yeah, I did this, and I was very proud of myself, by the way, that I got this loan approval, but I needed to talk to them because whenever I do this, I'll use this backdoor method often to get a VA loan approved. But a lot of times when you do it because there's another income source in the house that's not on the application. For instance, would be a VA loan is for a veteran and their spouse. Let's say they're not married yet. So you want to get the VA loan. It's a great deal. It's zero down. It's no monthly mortgage insurance. You want that VA loan if you can do it. But I can't put a girlfriend, I can't put a fiance, I can't put a significant other that's not your spouse on the loan with you. So knowing that there's other income in the house, I'll push this residual income, this debt to income ratio as high as I can. I knew that in this case, I had none of that. This was a couple. Um, every penny that they earned was on that application. Every penny that was coming into the household was on that application. So I knew that even though, as proud as I was of doing this, that they were going to be house poor. And perhaps they hadn't been properly consulted about that monthly payment. So I got them on the line and I told them, hey, congratulations, I've got you this pre-approval. Let's take a look, or pre-approval, I got you this loan approval, you're under contract, we're ready to go. But let's look at this and see if this is really what you want. The principal and interest on the loan was $2,973. The property taxes, the home was in Sicklerville, $916 a month. And for those of you that are perhaps on the Pennsylvania side, and if you're from Sicklerville, um, I hope I'm not insulting you, but the taxes run a little high in that town. Homeowners insurance was $102. I could have had him talk to Mike and maybe whittle that down a bit. Um, but it came to a total monthly payment of $3,991, to which they said collectively, yikes, we didn't want to go over $3,000 a month. And I could see what had happened here. What had happened here was perhaps they talked to someone who didn't properly explain to them the concept of a PITI payment, PITI. I'm sure now all of you are familiar with the PITI payment. It's principal and interest, taxes, insurance. It is effectively the entire monthly mortgage payment that you make. Um, this mortgage payment, just the principal and interest on the loan, was on budget at $3,000. But these things were not somehow included. Somehow they were not informed until this moment that this was their total monthly mortgage payment. And they balked. I will say this, another place that people go to look for information about, what's the mortgage payment at the X sale price. Oftentimes they'll go online, and a lot of online outlets do not properly explain the notion of PITI. They just give you the loan amount, and it's up to you to fill in the rest of the blanks when it comes to taxes and homeowners insurance. So, in spite of all the information available online, we still find a lot of people that don't have a proper idea of what their total monthly mortgage payment's going to be. So the conversation went like this. I said, look, if $3,000 a month, including taxes and insurance, is your monthly payment budget, this is a much different conversation. If you are going to be house poor at $39.91 a month and you don't want to go through with this, you already have a denial from the other lender. No need to tell the seller that you've spoken with me. Let the denial stand. Let the contract get canceled, get your earnest money back, and let's readjust the sale price range that you should be looking in. Okay? And it looked like this. We said about 355 in the area where you're looking. That'll put the principal and interest at 2,222, property taxes 685, homeowners insurance 90, for a total monthly payment of 2,997. And this is where they went with this, and they got into the house with the monthly mortgage payment that they felt comfortable with. Effectively, what they did was they pre-approved themselves. Okay, don't let the lender pre-approve you. And I will tell you, I hear this all the time. I work with a lot of real estate agents, and very often, buyers come to the agents and they've got a pre-approval in hand already. And the agent says, that's an out-of-town lender. That's an online lender. That's a bank with, a less than stellar reputation for getting loans to closing on time. So you might want to talk to this local person. And if you work with them and you have their pre-approval, it's going to improve your odds of getting your offer accepted in a competitive market like we still have right now. So that said, I'll get this someone on the line, a borrower on the line, and I'll go through the process. Tell me what your monthly payment budget is. Oh, it's $3,000. Okay. Well, based on that, that points in the direction of a 355 sale price. A lot can change. There's a lot of variability in taxes. You may find a house where there's something unusual about the insurance. Maybe it's an old Victorian, maybe it has a flat roof, things that can negatively impact this. But generally speaking, this is the price range that you should be looking in to get this monthly payment. To which I'll often hear the response, oh, 355, so-and-so loans online approved me for 475. And I'll say, sure, I can approve you for 475 as well, but that's a $4,000 monthly payment. Do you want that? And, the answer is usually no. So again, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, home buyer, don't let me pre-approve you, pre-approve yourself. Effectively, pre-approving yourself means this. It means that your monthly payment budget and your funds to close budget and the area that you're looking in, okay? Because keep in mind, if you're going to start with that monthly payment budget, a portion of that monthly payment budget is the property taxes. And those property taxes will vary. I know there are people on the line here from New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and you see this. You see that taxes on the Jersey side in Camden County run a little higher than Burlington County. On the Pennsylvania side, the property taxes in Montgomery County run a little higher than Bucks County. And in Philadelphia, they're lower than both of those places. Okay, so if you know your monthly payment budget and you know your funds to close budget, and you've got a target area, a few counties that you're interested in buying, then those things define the price range that you should be looking in. Okay, again, don't let me pre-approve you. All right, very often, if I've got two W-2 wage earners with good credit scores, they're going to approve for a sale price and a monthly payment that's way above what they're comfortable with. And do also keep in mind that that monthly payment budget and this notion of pre-approve yourself, it's a really personal decision. Depending on your lifestyle and the other things that you like to do for entertainment, for vacation, for travel, everyone's tolerance for monthly payment is different. And for that reason, everyone should do this. And I will tell you that when I talk to a home buyer, and I ask the question, your monthly payment budget, your funds to close budget, if they haven't thought about it and they haven't thought through that monthly payment budget, I'm concerned. I will give them a sense of, I'll start working through some numbers and tell them you approve for this, you approve for that, and get them to tell me where their pain point is in terms of monthly payment. But I do like to give them an assignment. I do like to say, look, think about this. Here's where I can take you. I can take you to 475, 550. Monthly payment of $4,000, $4,500 a month. But you need to think about your lifestyle, your budget, and you tell me what your comfort level is. Pre-approve yourself. And that monthly payment and funds to close budget is going to, tell us what price range of homes you should be looking at. Okay? Anyway, so I'm going to take this one step further. Pre-approve yourself. I know I'm about to show you what it seems like I show you every week. I'm going to show you a spreadsheet. Here's a matrix. All right. This is New Jersey. This is Pennsylvania. And this is Philadelphia, which is sort of an animal unto itself. And here's how this matrix works. Years ago, I used to, it's just the true confession, I'm an old man. I've been in this business since 2001. I got in the mortgage business literally like the week after 9/11. So I've been at this a long time. And years ago, I used to actually pass out, it was effectively a card. that had this on it so that people could see, hey, and look, and maybe you want to do this too. Um, you know, you've got a home buyer and, their monthly payment budget and their funds to close budget are going to determine the price range that they should be shopping in. So, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, what's your monthly payment budget? Well, our monthly payment budget's about $3,500 a month. And how about down payment? Do you have money saved up? Are you going to go for a minimum down payment? So, well, we're probably going to be looking for something, more along the lines of a minimum down payment. And the minimum down payment, depending on the loan program, could be 3% or could be zero. I was just trying to save space for this presentation. But, if their minimum down, let's use this 5% line. And if their monthly payment budget is $3,500 a month, they're somewhere in between, 400 and 425. So what you have just done is, number one, that homeowner has just pre-approved themselves. Now they do need to talk to me to make sure that they've got sufficient credit to approve for that, that they're showing on paper sufficient income to approve for that. And if they're not, then this changes significantly. If we need to do some form of a stated income, they're going to have to make a larger down payment. They're going to pay a higher interest rate. You can see this is based off of 7%. But we've just found their price range. You should be shopping in the 400 to 425 range. If you're in New Jersey, and this is based on a South Jersey average, Burlington, Camden, Gloucester County average. Over here in Pennsylvania, this is the Philadelphia surrounding counties, Montgomery, Bucks, Delaware on average. So you're at a minimum down payment. You're looking for a $3,500 a month payment. Taxes are lower in Pennsylvania, so to get to $3,500 in terms of a monthly payment, now you're going to be, 425 to 450. Because the taxes are lower, the money goes a little further. Let's take a look at Philadelphia. Minimum down payment, you want a $3,500 a month payment, you're in here, okay? You're in the 450 to 475 range. Again, pre-approve yourself. And I will show you this. Give me 1 second. Let me try to click over. I'm going to show you the actual spreadsheet that this is pulled from. And this thing's dynamic. So, everyone, hopefully you have access to information about where interest rates are on a daily basis. If interest rates have done better, and here we are in New Jersey, minimum down, $3,500 a month payment. You can see rates have gone down a bit. And now they're up closer to the 425. That's just for kicks. I'm going to take it down even lower. All right. So you can see how now in New Jersey with the lower interest rate that, and this is not where, well, rates are there if you're doing the New Jersey first time homebuyer program, but that's not where market rates are today. But if they should go down, you can see how the buying power jumped up. Okay. Interest rates today are more in the range of 6.875-7% without paying points. So, there's Pennsylvania, or here's Philadelphia. Again, the same thing. We can play with the interest rate, and you can see before I click that, 475 at minimum down gets you to 36.93. When I make that 6.5%, 475 goes down to 35.43. Are you going to go for a 20% down payment? Again, find their down payment range, find their monthly payment, and this will define the sale price range that a person should be shopping in. Now, there are some drawbacks to this that you should be aware of, okay? Some of the shortcomings to this notion, some of the wild cards in this equation are this. Taxes. Taxes can vary substantially, okay? The whole notion of the matrix is it gives you the range that you should be shopping in. If your client is on a budget, then they should be checking with me. Each time that they see a house that they like, each time they see a house that they're interested in, they're considering an offer, they should always talk to me. Interest rates are going to fluctuate from day to day. Taxes are going to fluctuate from house to house. Let us look at that individual house and see, are we still on budget? Okay. And I will tell you that you know, these numbers are informative. Maybe they're considering two or three different houses. Like, "Ooh, we like this one best. We like that one second. We like this one third, but we'd be happy with any one of them." When I show them the numbers, the tax bill's higher on that house you like best. The tax bill's really low on that one that's in number three position. And when they see those numbers, suddenly number three becomes number one because it's a much more attractive payment because of the property taxes. Okay. So, you always want to check and you always want to check with the mortgage person, punch in the numbers. And by the way, a local mortgage person that has access to what the actual tax bills are on the homes they're considering, so that they can make really well informed, really well coached decisions. And again, I want to get back to the notion that all of this process, this team effort, agent finds them homes in their price range. Mortgage loan officer works the numbers, shows them what those monthly payments really are like, with a high degree of accuracy so that they can make better decisions about maybe how high they want to go with that offer. All of this is a high value consultation. It, number one, helps people make much better decisions, makes them happier, reflects on you as a professional, not just you as a professional, but you've got a professional team behind you helping guide people. And at the end of the day, that keeps them coming back with their referrals, their friends, their family members. Okay. And that's really the name of the game in this business. You are never in this for the customer in front of you. You're treating the customer in front of you with a high degree of professionalism because that customer in front of you has an annuity value, if you will. A well cared for customer is going to want to make sure that their friends and their family members get the same level of care, which means they're going to refer you. So, embrace this process. Okay, some other wild cards in the equation. Homeowners association fees. Okay, we don't know. If someone's looking at 450 price range, single family home, homeowners association fees, those homes are going to be PUDs. They're going to be planned unit developments. Those homeowners association fees are not going to be so high. So it's not a huge wild card, but you do have to be aware of it. All right. When the house is a condo, then we start to, if you will, we start to lose that correlation between the sale price and the monthly payment. And what I mean by that is this. So now the component parts of that monthly payment, that cost of ownership on a monthly pay basis, become the principal and interest on the loan. That number's highly correlated. The amount you borrow, very well defines the principal and interest payment on the house, okay, on the mortgage. The property taxes, those are going to vary from house to house. But now you add in the notion of this homeowners association fee. And I looked at a place yesterday. Someone was interested in a unit. I'll give the name of the development. It's Florence Tollgate. It was a very inexpensive home. It was selling for $135,000. And yet it had a $450 a month homeowners association fee. So that's a big bite. And what that does is that, variable taxes, variable homeowners association fee means that the correlation between sale price and monthly payment breaks down. So when you've got a home buyer shopping for condominiums, you really, really need to go case by case with those. Um, yeah, we can set some parameters like, oh, we're going to go 250 price range, we're going to go 250 to 275 on the homeowners association fee. But guess what? Some are going to be substantially higher. So we really need to, when we're working with a condo buyer, and by the way, first time buyers right now are very often condominium buyers because it's a better price point. It's a more of an entry-level price point than perhaps it's ever been. So you just have to be really careful with that. And again, you have to operate as a team. You find the homes, I work the numbers, and together, the agent, the loan officer, the home buyer, together they make good decisions about the things they make offers on and what they ultimately buy. Okay? So again, with condos, you really have to go case by case because the correlation breaks down between sale price and monthly payment. Another wild card in this is VA loans. And I know I started with an example of a veteran, um, but VA loans don't carry monthly mortgage insurance. So when you're in those lower down payment situations, and forgive me, I'm gonna go back to this. Let me just click out over to here again. Okay, when you're in these lower down payment areas, okay, with a VA loan, these payments are factoring in mortgage insurance. When you're a VA loan, there is no monthly mortgage insurance. And oh, by the way, in some cases, if you have a disabled vet, someone classified 100% disabled, they don't have to pay property taxes. So that really, throws these numbers off. So be aware when you've got a veteran that, it's a little bit more of an individual consultation. And you know what? Just for kicks, I'm going to do this. Let's go over here for a moment. I'm going to show you this. I know now I got spreadsheets on top of spreadsheets, and I know you're all thinking, what the heck did I sign up for here? It's 9:45 in the morning, and this guy's throwing spreadsheets at me. But let's test some of the accuracy of this. Let's see. I'm here in New Jersey, Camden County, and hey, the people online there, if anyone has the ability, does someone want to pull? Let's do a $400,000 house. I'm going to give someone an assignment. Will someone take the initiative and pull up a $400,000 house that's currently for sale in Camden County? And I'm going to punch it in and see how close our matrix comes. Can someone do that for me out there? Someone want to unmute and take responsibility?
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. Good. Go. Let's do it.
Okay, somebody else got it.
Okay.
Okay, you want me to get it? Okay, Camden County.
What do you got? Doesn't have to be exactly 400.
Camden County. Oopsie.
And I'm going to do this as an FHA and
New Jersey homes for sale, 400,000.
Okay, so here I am, $400,000 sale price in Camden County. And this is just based on averages, but I want to do a real house. So 400,000 minimum down, 34.45. All right, I'm a little over here. This came in at 36. Take that out. Actually, I'm going to do the 5% down payment. 35.95. Okay,
Just
this is
grab
running
an
a little low.
address.
What do we got?
I got a 364.9.
Okay,
the address is 364,900.
What are the annual taxes?
Let me go over here. Let me see if this tool uses it. Accessibility, property, dimensions.
Right. So while Michelle's doing that, just feel free to throw it in the chat or unmute. Does everyone get the concept of this matrix and how this?
I got it.
And this is an expectation setter as well, because if you've got someone coming in with the expectation that, they saw something online and they think that, a $3,000 a month payment buys them a $450 sale price house, this adjusts the expectations for them. And it's important because think about our soldier, right? That couple had looked at and went under contract for a $475,000 house, only to find out that that monthly payment was way over their head and they had to step down to 355. Think about how they felt about that. How do $355,000 houses look after you've looked at a bunch of $475,000 houses?
Yeah.
It's a big adjustment. So this, you want to come out of the gate in the right place, and that's what this does for you. So what do you got, Michelle? What are the taxes on our
It
example
is
house?
$7,748. And that's
Okay.
gone up $1,800 in the past several years here. So that's sure flexed up.
I mean, that look, it's welcome to New Jersey. Okay, so let's take a look at this. So 364.9, so we're somewhere in here, between 350 and 375. I did set it at a 5% down payment. The actual monthly payment is 3,226. Okay, and you can see here that 350 to 375 is telling us, we're a little closer to 375. So we're really pretty on with this. Okay, are there any homeowners association fees on that house?
Let's see. Scrolling here, other,
And again, keep in mind the
no.
HOA is a wild card. You know, based on this, you need to manually add that. Okay, or again, call me. But just think about it for a moment. If someone comes to you and says, our monthly payment budget is, $3,200. How's 3,225 sound? Well, we could make that work. This, what's your down payment like? It's relatively modest. You know, this tool gives you the ability to zero in on the price range that you should be looking at. Okay. And again, you want to start in the right place. That couple that started at 475, man, they just struggled mightily to get their head around, you know, what they were giving up in terms of amenities in the home. They eventually did, and they eventually signed a contract and bought something and uh, ended up with a monthly payment that they were comfortable with. But because they started in the wrong place, it just made the process a lot longer. And look, this is your time, this is your money, this is your effort, as well as the time and effort of your home buyer. And if you don't start in the right place, if you're not well advised from the start, the process is going to go long. And look, this process, any of you working with buyers today know the process is long and frustrating enough, given the extreme sellers market that we're in. You want to approach this at a sharp angle. It's golf, right? You want to get to the hole in the minimum number of strokes, and this helps you do that. This helps you score well, if you will, on the golf course. Okay, all right. So we're approaching 10 o'clock here. So let me try to put a bow on this. Okay, we talked about the wild cards in the equation. All right. Um, you know, condos, you always want to go case by case. VA loans, you have to be a little more careful with. And again, it's, call me with the consultation, that looks like this. If you're a VA borrower, and then you have things like this, there are VA funding fees involved. If someone tells me their monthly payment budget is, let's say it's 3,500 and you're a VA borrower, let me take this out. Now we can massage the numbers. Okay, let's call it 410. Okay, to get to a $3,500 monthly payment budget. That's a lot different than someone that's not a veteran. Okay, someone that's not a veteran, oh, that's not too bad. That's a high credit score, conventional. That monthly payment would it go up by? Actually, not too bad, only about $40. Let's say it's an FHA buyer. Okay, Now that monthly payment is up a good $150. Okay. So again, the matrix, if it's anyone other than a vet, the matrix gets you to the right place. Okay. When it's a veteran, they might want to, because it's a much different type of loan, have a more thorough consultation to see what their buying power is given their monthly payment budget. All right. So why is this important? And I think we talked about this. This is important because it saves you time and effort, both your time and your buyer's time. Okay, focus in. And I get a chance to observe a lot of real estate agents. And the one thing that I marvel at the people that are really good is their efficiency, how well they can, have that consultation about amenities and neighborhood and the various, wants and needs that someone has in housing, um, and know what's for sale on the market and get people right to it. Okay, it's almost like those TV shows. We probably all watch them. Where a couple, someone buying a house is shown three houses, and they choose from one of the three. Well, that takes a lot of homework to get to that point. And also knowing about budget. They always talk about budget there. Now, I will say this, on those TV shows, they talk about sale price. They never talk about monthly payment. They never talk about taxes. And that's, what in real life, you need to talk about those things. But this helps you zero in on homes your buyer is going to be happy with. So it saves time and effort for you and your buyer. It sets a correct expectation. Again, our soldier, how disappointing was it to look at $355,000 houses after having seen and even gone under contract for a $475,000 house? Okay. Come on, baby. This also establishes you as a really valuable advisor. Okay. And I cannot emphasize this enough. Change is coming. Okay. Whether it happens in July, as the initial NAR settlement suggests, or it happens later, change is coming. And the upshot of those changes are that you are going to need to be a more valuable advisor. If you are in a position where your buyer is paying a buyer broker commission, your buyer is paying that commission, you really need to show them value. All right. So yes, look at this through the prism of the NAR settlement, as you should be viewing everything in terms of your planning for the next few months, few years in the real estate industry. You need to be that valued advisor. And I know that it's me that's doing the consultation. You might want to start with the card and then turn them over to me. However, I'm an extension of you. When you refer someone to me, I am an extension of you. And it's not just me. You should really rethink all of your referral relationships in light of what's happening with the NAR situation. All of your referral relationships should be supporting the notion, that the buyer is in the hands of a highly professional team of people that are going to start from their needs. I always start from the needs and desires of my buyer and then work out from there. And to me, that's the professional approach. To me, that's the approach that reflects well on you when you've referred me. So I do want to say this. This is just sort of the in closing about the soldier story. So when I got, these people and I got everything together and I got them their approval, and then I said, look, we need to, let's revisit this monthly payment and see if this works for you. And it didn't. And we sort of reset our expectations in the 350 range. I said, we need to bring your agent on. Your agent needs to hear this. They need to be involved in this conversation. So I brought them in and we made the decision to let the denial stand, cancel the contract, get their earnest money back, and to refocus their efforts on homes in a price range that gave them the monthly payment that they were comfortable with. And as the conversation was winding down, and keep in mind that the agent had been encouraging them to talk to me all along. The agent never really felt comfortable with it. It was an online lender that they had gotten their initial pre-approval from. The agent never felt comfortable with that, never felt like her clients were being advised, never felt like they were being communicated with, or that she, the agent, was being communicated with, because this was an agent that does like to work as a team, to bring in the team of professionals to help everyone make the right decisions. So we're winding up the conversation. We're letting the contract get canceled. We're going to refocus in the 350 range. And one of the last things that the agent said to the buyers as we're winding up, she said, "Now do you see what I mean?" Meaning, now do you see what it's like, the difference it makes to talk to professionals rather than, for lack of a better word, because I was once one of these people, some kid on the internet. Because in 2001, that's where I started. I started at a phone operation. It was Sendant Mortgage at the time, which had previously been PHH, then went back to the PHH name. But I was just a kid that got trained for 4 weeks, ended up on the phones, didn't know a whole lot. And that's who you get when you do one of the online or phone-in operations. It's not the professional consultation. It's not the team effort that people really want and are really going to need in the coming environment. So look, that's basically my presentation. I want to open it up. Does anyone else have any questions? Lorraine, I see you just put my name in the chat. Does anyone have
Yeah, I
anything
wanted
else
to
to
talk to
say?
you when we're done the meeting. I have a lead I wanted to talk to you about.
Okay, all right, be happy to do that.
Does
All right.
your team have any mortgage licensees in Pennsylvania? Since you're doing New Jersey, do you have any licensees that are licensed in both states that are very experienced as you are?
Yeah, so I'm licensed in Pennsylvania.
Yay!
I'm
Okay.
licensed Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and Florida. So I'd be
Ooh.
happy to attend that Florida closing, by the way, if you
Okay.
if you
Pennsylvania.
send me one of those. Okay. So yeah,
Okay.
we're definitely we can cover the whole state of Pennsylvania, whole state of New Jersey, Delaware, and as I said, Florida. So
At the end, will you put your business card up so I can save
here it
your
comes.
contacts?
Ready? Let me get through my last announcements here. So,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I'm
so
so ready to record
again,
your info.
if you want to meet face to face and see a little more of what we do, and this is this is continuing education. If you like this on Zoom, I can tell you, you will love the live continuing education. It's
Okay. Well, I love New Jersey.
Yeah, we really curate this, for content for instructors. I am one of the instructors.
Cherry
Of the
Hill.
14 hours that are delivered, I deliver four of those hours. And it's informative, it's eye-opening. It's really geared toward making you a better practitioner of the real estate art, if you will. Okay, so there it is.
There we go.
Thanks for joining me. There's my contact information. I will leave that up on the
Thank
screen
you.
for a bit. That's my cell phone number. I will tell you that when you call, I do have a team here. My business partner is a gentleman by the name of Harris Sheckman. If for any reason I cannot get to the phone, if I'm in a meeting, if I'm in a closing, my phone is set up so that I forward the calls back into the office so that we try to pick up as many live calls as we can. And I see Jonathan. Jonathan can vouch for us. He's worked with us in the past, and it's we like to say it's two loan officers, no waiting.
I've got it. And that's Harry Sheckman.
Harris Sheckman, yes, is anyway,
Excellent.
everyone, thank you so much. Please, hey, if you're enjoying this, tell people. I'd love to see 30 people on the call next week. And next week, we will be tackling some of the important things that you need to know about the NAR settlement and how it's taking shape, and how you can plan for and thrive in what will be a brave new world of real estate once that is implemented. So please do join us next week, and I'll send everyone a link if you'd like to sign
Forgive
up
my
for the
interruption.
CE classes. Go ahead, JP.
Just to also let everybody know, Bob and his team also goes to settlement. They're at the table to help out, make sure there's no problems. Again, as you heard of him, I worked with him many times. His team, they are an incredible asset to your business practice. That's all.
Thanks. Checks in the mail, Jonathan. All right. Okay, folks, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, I'll just leave, I'll leave my contact information up for just a few more minutes. Feel free to take it down. I am going to end the recording now, and I'll try to get this recording out to everyone within the next 48 hours.
Okay.
All right. Everyone have a great day, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
You too. Thank